Damn, that's crazy.
Hold on, let me make sure I got my shit right.
Oh man, it's not TV, man. We're doing it big out here once again, man. I.S.U.P.K on the Commander General YAHANNA, man.
You heard about the mission to Acuna. This is the mission to Kensington.
The mission to K&A. we out here in Kensington, Allegheny. You know, it's a notorious spot in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of drug addiction, homelessness, a lot of poverty in the city of Philadelphia. It's famous, you know, across the world at this point. Y'all caught me eating some of this amazing food that these sisters done put together, man. Under Commanding General YAHANNA, we got some amazing spirits in this school, man. Raised up right, you know what I mean, to come out here to the hood, the gutter, and man, and we gonna do this work wherever we go. You know what I mean? The water to Commanding General YAHANNA, putting that work in and raising up brothers and sisters like this, man. You know what I mean? We coming to every major city, man. Every city where One West at, we gonna try to do these hot food drives. You know what I mean? Like here to support the people that's in need. That's what the school, that's what we all about. When it come down to it, we are here to help the people that are impoverished, destroyed, people at the bottom. Everything we do, that's what we do it for. Everything we say, even though it may seem hateful, even though it may seem crazy and outlandish, everything we do is for the people at the bottom. That's what we
don't know how they made my day, man. It's the food, the blessing, man. They put the foot onto that meal, man.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, this is one of the best meals I ever had down here, man. By far. Hey, man, that's the love, man. That they show that they're trying to get back to the people, man. Let people know people care, man. That's what's up, man. Y'all continue up the hard work, man. For real. It's noticed, man.
We appreciate that, bro. We appreciate that,
man. People appreciate y'all, man. Right. For real. Giving a lot of people hope, and whereas so a lot of people don't have hope, man. That's what it's about, man.
So, you know, it's a beautiful day today. The sisters came out from New Jersey, Delaware, Philadelphia, came out to support the event.
That's that good old curry soup I made. You gotta taste it.
It's the sisters' choice to do this, man. Their hearts is huge, and people think our sisters is locked up or something, like we got them locked in cages. No, our sisters out here, they giving back just like us. They willing to work for the Most High just like us.
Hey, and guess what?
We're still protecting them. Come on now,
yes, sir.
Tighten up. That's what we do, man. I.S.U.P.K. I'm the Commander General.
God, sir.
We feed the community, man. Get in line, get with us. This is what we do. All the brothers is here. The sisters is doing an amazing job. We out in Kensington and Allegheny. If you know anything about that, you know we out here. We don't care. We feed Israel.
Lit is not the word for it. We are so happy and thankful and grateful for y'all guys allowing us to do this for the I.S.U.P.K and for our family and friends out here. We up in K&A. They got Gia up in K&A.
In the belly of the beast, man. We up here in Kensington doing what we was raised to do, doing what we bred to do, and that's to show brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? And the sisters, it's not about us. It's about the sisters, man. The sisters is doing a great job out here. You know, and this is how the Lord get His glory, right here.
They put their foot into it. Ain't nothing but love.
Yeah.
Food. Can't even explain it.
Most High Christ.
I'm trying to do it for you more often, okay? All for you, Hebrew.
Hey,
for you,
thank you. Hey, anytime, hey, I already know. This right here.
Are we good? Let's clap it up. Yahweh Shabbat Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Thun Bashim Yahshai to all the sisters. You know, Wednesday, DC scripture breakdown class. You know, get all the questions answered as much as I can for sure. I'm gonna deal with them. If not, tonight you're gonna find out why your life is why it is, and the reason that you're gonna stay in that state as well. You know what I mean? If you miss the Lord's Passover, it's more than likely it's because you're overflowing with sin. You're willfully overflowing with sin, right? And we're going to get into it. I'm going to explain what I'm saying, all right? If anybody had any questions, you can put that in the chat. If you have any questions on the topic as I'm breaking it down, of course, just put it in the chat. The brother going to catch it. If you realize you put it early on and the chat get a little bit active and it move your question up, just retype your question in so we could get it. All right. Sometimes the chat get a little bit active, and the question gets moved out. All phones and vibrate if you don't mind. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna get with it. Right? The big election year. A lot is going on. Everybody running for governor and senator and all kind of stuff. But who is running for Israel? Who is running to get Israel on point? Who is running to raise Israel up? Who is running to get these 12 tribes where they need to be? Right? The only solution we have is the Israelite school of UPK on the command journey. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get with it. If there's any questions, let me know. If not, we're gonna start. No sweat at all. Let me get Ecclesiasticus chapter 6. All right, we're gonna start there, and then we're gonna go, work its way into the topic. All right. Whoever have it, you'll know what to do.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 1. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy.
Say it really one more time.
Come, sir. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy. For thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name.
Right? Instead of a friend, become not an enemy. Right? Instead of a friend, become not an enemy, because thereby you will inherit an ill name. What does that mean? You need to read it again. You can read it, and you can read ahead too, and catch the whole first verse.
Shame and reproach, even so shall a sinner that hath a double tongue.
See where you're at. No sweat. You try and read again from the top. Nice and loud. Read a little slower so you can fully get it.
Come, sir. Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 1. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name, shame and reproach. Even so shall a sinner that hath a double tongue.
Hold on again. I'm coming to it. Go ahead.
Lock you. So like you know how like you might have something on your face and your friend be, they don't want to embarrass you or nothing like that, but they go ahead and tell you. But like tell somebody what they need to be told, even if it's not like they don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of talking about them behind their back or something like that and becoming an enemy.
Not that far. You're not wrong with what you're saying, but this is not that far or that specific. A little bit more on the surface.
Sir, I would say it says instead of a friend, become not an enemy. So it's saying like if you really don't rock with somebody, don't hinder them. You know what I'm saying? Don't become like Esau to them and be something wicked to them.
You answer. I went, okay, explain just for the sake of the class and everybody watching. Explain what you mean when you say you don't rock with somebody.
So it's like if you're not vibing with them, if they're not really if you're not seeing eye to eye, but you ain't got no problems with them.
Okay. And which part is that part? Which part of the scripture is that part you talking?
That's the first part where it says instead of a friend.
So instead of a friend, meaning, go ahead, take it from there.
Like if y'all interests don't match, you know what I'm saying? One is an athlete, one is a scientist or something like that, and y'all just don't really have
not.
You don't have much interest in common? Or?
Y'all are not
friends, sir.
Y'all are not friends. You know this person. You know who they are. Hey, Shalom, what's going on? How you feeling? All right, everything cool? Yeah. No long I ain't see you. Y'all are not friends. Y'all are not talk to each other on the phone. Y'all don't, when there's downtime, right? The scriptures say where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am also. Every single one of us in the truth would not know each other if it wasn't for Christ, right? Even if you knew somebody from the world, y'all probably would have been enemies just hanging out together because that's what the crew does right now. You get the point? You're going out with that person, but y'all ain't friends. And you know you ain't friends. That's why you don't trust them. That's why as soon as they leave the circle or the bar, they start talking about them. You get the point? Everybody who is in here, you're only in here because of Christ. You get the point? And now as you functioning in this body, some relationships are strictly professional. Some relationships are professional, meaning what? You with this person when you go to camp. You're with this person on the holy days. You're with this person the Sabbath service. If there's a food drive, a clothing drive, you see them. Prison program, you there. And that's all. Then there's another pair of people or a couple of people who, after camp, they go somewhere and hang out. They call each other up when the game is on. Hey, which house we were watching it by? Yours or mine? You get the point? They have a friendship that's outside of the professional part of the job. You get the point? And they are friends. They are friends like, this. You put this person down for emergency contact. You understand what I'm saying? Like it goes further than the salute, the cordiality. Hey, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? That type of thing. What's going on, sis? How you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. How's the kids? Wow, they got big. You ain't seeing this person all the time. Versus, I could pick up your kids on the way there, so and so and so and so. That's a little closer relationship. You get the point? And there's nothing wrong with that. So in saying instead of a friend,
don't become an enemy. Don't do anything to get on their back. I don't want to say get on their backside, but don't do anything to harm them.
Now because you and this person is not friends. Y'all ain't like buddy, chum, friend, come over to my house and eat, sleep over, whatever. You don't have to be an enemy to this person. You can be straight, upright, cordial. Everything is, normal, above board. Just because you're like, as you say now, them examples could come in. You all don't have the common interest. You all may not have that common background. Some brothers have a common background and they just, naturally just gravitate to each other because of the common background. It might be a contemporary thing, meaning what? They come out of the same age group. So they what's up? The sound is out?
No, it sounds just
okay. It come out of the same age group. So now, y'all could talk about Michael Jordan and Rakim, and somebody else only know about Drake and Kendrick. You get the point? Like y'all have common, a common place where y'all could meet and y'all could build a friendship based on that. There's also of course, the friendship that comes with the work. There's also the friendship that comes with the work. And this is saying this is not somebody you extend beyond what would be the commonalities with y'all. And the commonalities would be the camp, the common places where everybody's at. The Passover, the camps, the, holy days, the food drive, the clothing drive, the radio shows, whatever. The things that's common to us all, that we all just be there anyway. Then there's things that's not common to us all, that you might see pictures on Facebook of, man, last night was wild and they all drinking in front of this brother's house. Or these sisters get together for something, just impromptu, just what friends do. You get the point? Now, there's somebody who may not be a friend, who may not be, part of that group or part of, I want to explain it right because I don't want to describe cliques and stuff. That's not what I'm talking about in this case. What I'm talking about in this case is the friendships that, build as you in the work of the Lord in school. Instead of a friend, don't become an enemy. What's up? Oh, you ain't got to move mountains for, you know what I mean? Go ahead, do your thing. You do your thing, huh? You do your thing. You do your thing. I don't need two of you all setting it up. I do need a reader still. Instead of a reader, don't become an enemy. Hell. God damn. Shit. You just abandoned ship. Like, he's like, oh, somebody gonna call in smoke. And listen, not trying to fish people in, huh? Hell. All right, read it again from the top, back, if you don't mind.
I'm Carson. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 1. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby thou shalt inherit an ill name.
Right? Because thereby you'll inherit an ill name. What does that mean?
Like that you'll be known for, you should watch him, you know what I'm saying? He'll talk behind your back. It's then the third. You have an ill reputation. Why? Because you're talking, you're being an enemy to that person. And most likely, you never know who you're talking to. More likely, whether they have a professional relationship with them at the school.
This one went out, yeah.
Whether you have a professional relationship or a friend relationship, and you're talking to somebody who was not an enemy to them, and you're gonna end up being exposed.
Okay, no, because would be gossiping. That's not what this is saying. Exposed, damn. It went out again. I don't know what you paying the electricity for, brother. Do you have to interfere with the that plug? Not anymore, sir. All right, no sweat. So just see if you can sort that out for him there. Yeah, let's remind me to replace it, all right? But you might need to plug that one in for him. You closer to reach it. All right. Right, but this here is more talking so about. Okay, let me ask this question. Is it evil to become someone's enemy? Break it down.
I would say,
pass the mic.
In the case of anything or anybody coming up against the truth, it's right to be their enemy.
So there's a reason. So why will you get an ill name for choosing to be an enemy in this case?
Because you don't need to be. It's not a just cause.
There's no reason. And that's why you'll get an ill name. You'll start developing an ill reputation because now your reputation is not, hey, what about so-and-so? Oh man, I don't really hang with him like that, but for the most part, that brother, that sister, they cool. Like I never had no issue. They was always cool, always pleasant. That's the reputation you will get, not from the gossiping. You get the point? It's like somebody say, hey, what about so-and-so? Oh man, I seen him just the other day. I ain't seen him in a while, but you know how he always is, always cool. She always cool, pleasant. She always has something there for, pass out to everybody. Kid, you could get a reputation by being classy. That's the best way to describe it. You could be a class act. You could be that type of person, and you develop that reputation, and you're not this person's, you're like friends. You get the point? But now there's nobody who could say something about you. Nobody who could defeat. I want to say something. I'm not talking about gossiping. I'm talking about feedback. Your name comes up, or your name could come up, and everybody's like, "Who you said?" Oh, I ain't say a word, but the reaction is "What's up? What's up? What happened?" No, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, but because you choose now to be, not be an enemy, you could have a better reputation. You have a better name. But if you choose to be an enemy, you'll gender an ill name for yourself. You get the point? Go ahead.
Right, so the beginning, well, this verse right here is basically about integrity. Reputation is your integrity.
No, because okay, integrity could be damaged by your actions too. That has nothing to do with you becoming a friend or an enemy. You understand what I'm saying? It's integrity of the brotherhood, but this one is more based on wisdom, social intelligence, if you want to put it like that, where you don't have to know somebody to say, hey, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? Come sit down and have a drink with me. To be hospitable. You get the point? To be welcoming, to be brotherly. You understand? Like you could be brotherly to somebody who is not your friend. You understand? And it's the UPK culture. The UPK culture is to not choose to be an adversary to somebody. You just choosing to just be a damn dickhead, excuse my language, for just because the sun is high. When the sun a little lower in the day, you fine. As soon as the sun reach high, dickhead switch go on. You just bright shining, you know what I mean? Like you could choose to be classy and hospitable, and I don't want to say welcoming, sound a little too Christian, but you get my point. You know what I mean? You able to treat Israel as human beings, as people. And in the world, that's something that is foreign to us as a people. As a people, being hospitable, being, not being an enemy is foreign. Even to the point where in some places, some cities, you see, when you walking down the street, the person walking the other way, some places, hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, what's going on? How you feeling? Hey, how you doing, sis? Another place, hey, what's going on, man? What's up? Now that could be seen as a threat. You get the point? Because the culture is different. The culture is, I'll be an enemy first. I'll be an offense first. You get the point? And that's just in that setting. That could happen anywhere. Any office space, sports team, wherever. It could just be the whole spirit of you choosing to be an enemy first and not be a friend, not be brotherly. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Like, what's up with you? He's like, yeah, what's up, champ? Like that spirit right there is like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? I'm probably about 65% in Judite culture. I ain't fully at 100 yet. So stuff like that I ain't gonna pick up on. You know what I mean? Somewhere we moving through. I think it was the Midwest. Some brother saying, y'all be safe now. I'm like, all right, cool. Later on, the brother come tell me, he's like, yeah, that y'all be safe is a temperature check. Like he's telling you, something gonna happen to you. I'm like, hold on. So if you say y'all be safe, he's telling me something gonna happen to me. Of course, I wouldn't know that. That's just part of Judite culture. I would think it's the opposite. I think it's normal. Like you'll be easy out there, brother. All right, brother, you too. To me, that's normal. But in some places, watch yourself out there. I'm telling him I'm gonna get him, which is weird to me. You get the point? But it's again the culture of the place. The culture of the place is that our culture is different. Go ahead. But Salaki, the same way you were saying, it's the spirit of how you say something, because that can be the same here. But usually when somebody be like, hey, be safe, you telling them be safe.
Brother,
but if somebody be like,
he said it
you safe out here.
He said it normal. He said it normal. The brother pulled me aside after and he was like, yeah, you see how he said that there? This is what he mean in this situation. You get the point? It's just it's the culture of certain places. It's like that. In here, we don't have that culture. In here, the scripture say what? Let your yea be yea, let your nay be nay. So of course, if I say, hey brother, Lord be with you going out there, I'm not trying to tell you full of Satan and the devil coming for you. I'm literally saying, Lord be with you. You get the point? But in the world as a people, we ain't, you know what I mean? Like we not to that point yet. And it comes from also seeing your people as valuable. It comes from that too, seeing your people as valuable. Once you see your people as valuable, you start everything about you towards your people changes. How you talk to your people, how you receive your people, it changes until you have a reason to not be like that. You get the point? Which is, varying, but it could happen. Go ahead.
Like I know what you mean, because in this truth, I view our people a whole lot different than what I used to. And you know, I do public service, so when I see other people, you know, in my line of work, they be talking about somebody because they doing bad or they mentally ill or something like that. You know, I find myself defending them in a lot of the times. You know, sometimes they just out of line, but you know,
you're getting any benefit of the doubt. You usually one saying, well, you know, suppose XYZ, which is again, it's you're not choosing to be an enemy. You ain't the friend, but you ain't got to be an enemy. You get the point? And that benefit of the doubt comes into play. There's that type of spirit. You understand? Go ahead. You was gonna say something else?
Give an opportunity but to say I think I'm gonna use that from now on. Like that's to me a very good way of saying it.
What's that?
When you saying when they start talking about somebody, and you know, like, yeah, well, you know, why be an enemy? You don't know me and your friend, but you ain't gotta be an enemy and saying talk about them.
Yeah, like that. You can give the person the benefit of the doubt. So many times, brother, Satan plays us as a people with everything looking like this is what it is. You get the point? And at face value, it might be that. A phone call and 2 questions later, you might find out you was the idiot. You was the dickhead. You get the point? You might find that out. And then if you're in the right spirit, what you would do? Oh, Salakia, man. Shit, I was tripping, brother. Salakia. Oh, sis, Salakia, sis. I was tripping. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Ignore that. The scratch this from the record. I ain't, you know. You get the point? But it's a certain type of spirit that is, this is the culture of us as Israel. This is the culture of us as the 12 tribes. It keeps the mess down. Esau builds a whole industry off of it, off of choosing to be an enemy. You get the point? It's called entertainment. He builds a whole culture over the thing. You see it going on with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, right? What they say now? Some of the Drake bodyguards get shot. Oh, y'all don't hear that shit. Y'all need to watch the news, man. That's a headline in the news right now. Not the tornadoes are. His bodyguard got shot outside his mansion in Canada. The police is there right now. Now, I mean, I ain't trying to get into it, but I know Drake's mother is Jewish. And I know the tricks of the small hats. This might be something to make Kendrick Lamar look like he crazy. I don't know. I need to see the bodyguard with the bullet wound to believe this shit. But this is on the news right now, brother. Sometime last night, somebody do a drive-by, hit the damn bodyguard, smack in front of the front door of the mansion. Smack in front of the front door in the 6. All right? And that's for us is the entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? That's the entertainment. You don't see that happening in any other culture. You don't see that happening, you know, anywhere else to that extent. You get the point, YAHANNA?
There's a question online.
Go ahead, please.
From Officer Nawanya Allah says, Salakia, sir, how do you make a call? Salakia, how do you make sure when you win all battles? I know General Mahaiman says make them on defense, but if you are in a position when you have to answer questions.
Okay. Say the question one more time.
It says, Salakia, sir, how do you make sure you win all battles, all your battles? I know General Mahaiman says make them be on defense, but if you're in the position when now you have to answer the questions.
Okay, this is what I would say. 1, winning all battles is the end of the statement of winning the battles you choose. In any war, you got to pick your battles out. You have to pick your battles. You can't just fight everybody. You look at any sports team, any sports Mayweather. You know how much people want to fight him? He ain't fighting everybody. He's picking the battles that make sense, that makes sense for what he wants. So now you're going to pick your battle. And that battle you pick, you better win it. That's when you say win all your battles. Not every battle you fight. That's just rule number 101. That's really how it starts. Not every battle you fight. And to know which battles to pick you want to practice not fighting. Let me explain what I'm saying. I'm assuming he's talking about camp. If he's talking in the one yard, if you're talking about camp, I'm gonna explain this part. If it's something else, yeah, they tell me what's the other situation where you're in a position you have to answer questions. I don't know. But if I'm assuming you're talking about camp. At camp, you speaking. Somebody come up saying something. Brother, keep speaking. Your camp leader will tell you that. Keep speaking. Keep speaking. They come up, some, kick the sign over. You better not even break stride. You better not even, boom, sign kick over. You stop and you looking. You better just keep speaking. Read. Some. Read. You want to develop the discipline to not react. That's self-control, and that's going to help you as you start battling. Not reacting. Reacting is, you're 2 moves away from losing. Right? So you want to pick your battle. You want to pick it. You want to decide, okay, I'm swinging on this one. This is the one I'm swinging on. Not a reaction swing, but I'm picking. Yeah, you're going for it. That's it. You want to do that. And now, once you decide you're battling, you're on the offense now. Because you decided, it's almost like you go in a fight. Versus, I don't want to fight, and you're reacting. You get the point? You are deciding when to fight. You're deciding it. Other than that, you're doing your job. You're doing your job. And what you will find is, as you keep speaking in the initial stage of training your discipline, as you keep speaking, the person in front who is not getting any attention from you, they're going to lose their mind. You're going to see the little vein in the neck or the vein in the forehead popping up and they're screaming, why won't you listen to me? And they're losing it. And as you doing it, you will start to realize you could hear what they're saying as you speak it. And it's a skill. You're going to exercise those muscles. I probably shouldn't even be teaching this live online because them fake Israelites going to take this shit and try to do it and they're going to get crushed anyway. I mean, they ain't got the Lord in with them, right? But you're going to develop that skill. And then you could start battling, right? In the UPK, you have rules. You want to ask your camp leader if you can battle. They might let you battle. They might not let you battle. So now, boom, you're in a battle. You are in control regardless. They are not. And it's a spirit you have to develop, right? You might go into a battle thinking it's, I don't know, it's an exchange. I don't know. I'm letting you talk, and I'll talk when I want to. And that's a battle. That's a UPK battle. You get the point? So there's no point where you have to answer the questions. You can choose to answer what the hell you want to. You fighting on behalf of the Lord. Ain't nobody can interrogate the Lord. You get the point? So if you battling on behalf of him and his word, you answer when you want to, and you shut them up when you want to. You let them talk when you want to. And that's just it. It's you're going to develop a spirit to just start dominating everything. And with that, you're gonna, victory is in any battle is down there with it. Of course, the Lord had to be with you. You can't be, sinning against the Lord and expect him to be with you. And you have to stay studying. So you're equipped, you're training all the time, so you're equipped to battle. Now, again, I'm assuming you're talking about that camp. All right. Now, if it's something else, you kind of had to explain to me what situation could possibly arise where you kind of have to answer questions, right? Into, in that scenario. But when he says win all your battles, there's some battles you just that shit don't deserve your energy. It's like, what? I'm supposed to battle you on this? No, I just don't deserve your energy. Then there's other battles you have to take on. There's some battles you just have to do. And there's other battles you really don't have to do. You could do it if you want to. And there's battles you should not do. It's just a waste. There's no return. You get the point? Is that it for him?
That's it for him. But the two other questions.
All right. Did he ever respond if it was on camp or what?
He responded. He says,
Okay, so I guess it's that point. Is at camp. Okay.
And the first question is from Akira76. Says, Salaki, sir, if I may receive a breakdown of Ecclesiasticus 25 and 22, the water, sir. And then Alazar says, Salaki, sir, can I get a breakdown on Ecclesiastes 7, 2 through 6?
Okay.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25.
Now, if you don't mind. Just once. Do one on the outside, huh? So what?
It's Ecclesiasticus.
And if we have another one of these, you could get going whenever. So what? Go ahead, Salaki, brother.
Khan. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 22.
25 and 22.
Khan.
Yeah, go ahead, Salaki.
Khan, sir. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Okay. Just that verse?
Khan.
Okay. I will read it one more time.
Khan. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Okay. All right. So let's first go the other way with it. Let's see, what does it sound like it's saying? The same person who asked the question. What does it sound like it's saying? Or what does the word say that says? Anybody who want to try? What does it sound like it's saying? Go ahead.
It's saying she don't want to be an independent woman.
It's saying she don't want to be an independent woman?
No, they say I'm a strong black woman. I do this and that. But if they're saying if they do, she's going to be angry.
If they do what?
If she maintains her husband, she is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. She's not happy.
If she is an independent woman?
If she's maintaining her husband.
Okay, what does that mean? What? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get. What does it say? What does it seem to say? If you try to break it down, what do you think of it?
It's saying that if she's maintaining his lifestyle, his well-being, if she's doing all these things to maintain that her husband, she's going to be angry and resentful for it.
And maintain him meaning financially.
All the way, Khan.
Okay. Okay. I ain't asking for the answer. If that's what you're trying to give me. I want to know what it sounds like it's saying. Go ahead.
Lucky, sir. On the maintain part, also sound like it's saying like making the decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like being in control. So sometimes she just wants to sit back and be a woman. And by not being able to just sit back and be a woman, and him not being a man maintaining things, it makes her unhappy. She has to do both.
So if he's a man and he's maintaining things, what is he doing?
Well, he's being the head of the household. Like he's making the decisions he has to make for the both of them, the hard decisions, this, that, and the third.
Here 76 says, in order for a woman to maintain her husband, she will be angry, impudent, and with reproach because she has to do worldly things to please him.
Worldly, you got to explain that part. Worldly things to please him, and you got to explain what you mean. You got to explain what you mean by that. She has to do worldly things to please him.
There's another response online.
Damn. Yeah. I need to get off the internet. Go ahead.
I'll say again, some static on the mic.
Which one? Mine?
I don't know which one. Now you're the one who's good at speaking on properly.
Okay. Okay, so what we doing about it now? Man, why didn't this put that in from the beginning? God damn, man. All right. So yeah, was there somebody else reading the thing online? Let's see if Shapat can change it and then go ahead and use this to read and then just pass it back to me real quick. Shapat, you can just change the battery for the
Yo, to YAHANNA.
Yeah. We keeping this one. To water.
DF sounds like she's trying to control her husband. That's what DF said.
Okay, DF said it sounds like she's trying to control her husband. Okay. All right. Okay, you're kind of meandering around it, right? Most people see the scripture and think it means what the sister who talk about the worldly things. Okay, so the sister who said, she has to do worldly things for her husband. To please her husband, that's what she said. Worldly things to please him. All right. You gotta explain to me what you're talking about with that. All right, explain to me what you mean by worldly thing, just so I understand fully what you talking about. All right. But no, most people who see the scripture, they think a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger. They think maintain means to pay for, in essence, right? They think it means to pay for, in essence, to, like you would maintain a house, you pay the bills on the house, you pay the, taxes, you pay for the house to be groomed, you pay, for the lawn, you pay for, it. Most people see that maintain and think it means to pay for. Even in certain countries, I know like UK and the Caribbean, they call child support maintenance. They don't call it child support, they call it maintenance. You get locked up for maintenance, you have to pay maintenance because it involves paying. So when you hear maintenance, most people, or maintain, most people translate that to mean some sort of money. So they would read this and think, read the scripture one more time.
A woman, if she maintain her husband is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Right. And so most people read this and think a woman, if she is paying for her husband, paying for him, she's supporting him. She's the breadwinner. She's doing everything. That's wrong. And that's why she is full of anger, impudence, and reproach. And that's not what it's talking about. You understand? Maintain in this context here is talking about a different thing. Maintain is more so what you was talking about, Shapat, and I forget, somebody else online said it. Making decisions, I think. Right? Maintain is more talking about that. Right? Meaning she now has to be in charge. She had to wear the pants. She has to tell you what to do. She has to be the wise one. That's what that's talking about. Read it again from the top.
A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Right? If she has to, correct you, tell you what to do, raise you up, she's going to get angry and bitter and disrespectful because it's unnatural for her to do that. The natural thing is for you to be the one who would correct her, teach her, set her straight on, right from wrong, right? That's the natural flow of things. Because why? This woman is somebody's daughter who you have. This brother gave you his daughter to be what? That woman you have is somebody's daughter. The brother gave you his daughter for you to be what?
Say like a father to her.
Her new daddy. And when she was with her real daddy, she never corrected him. She never had to set him straight. It was a lifetime of him being the rock, of him being her head. And that's the natural relationship. If she now has to take it on, brother, she's going to lose it. She's the weaker vessel. You get the point? She's going to eventually she's going to lose it. She's gonna say, why I have to do all this? Why you? She's gonna lose it. Go ahead. And listen, it's not to say the other way. Brothers too, and brothers reach a point is like, well, goddamn, you've been telling you go left here all the time. And women are the comfort level they have when they with a man. They throw all thought to the wind. They ain't thinking about shit, but just looking good and being with you. Thinking is this, it's not part of it. It's just not part of the equation. Not saying like you don't want to, it's just a freedom. It's a privilege of, she ain't got to worry. You had to worry. You the one had to, is the car to these brake. She'll drive till the tires smooth like this down table. That's your worry. You get the point? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. Now she had to do this and then tell you about them knuckleheads you're hanging out with, and you should go here to do this because it make more sense, and don't eat pork, and she's not going to respect you. And once she don't respect you, a woman, she's going to start to resent you and hate you and everything else. Go ahead.
Counsel, two things. It's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
You want me to?
Yeah, we keep going.
Okay, Counsel. And then she responded. She said, Salakia, when he was talking about what's the worldly thing, she said, Salakia, pleasing him as defined according to the breakdown of 1 Corinthians 7:34. I have it here if you want me to read. Okay, go ahead. This I know you had it. This 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 34. There is difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband.
You'll just get lost there. Okay, so she's saying maintain here would mean doing worldly things to please him, and the worldly things would be the things written here. Okay, read that part again. Okay, first off, not go there. I want her to say what she thinks it is, and this is okay to get understanding. Don't pull a scripture and because of what it says here. I need you to tell me what you understand. And that's how I will know if you're right or wrong in your understanding. You get the point? Don't pull the scripture and try to piece it together. Just speak plainly and tell me what you understand. A woman maintaining a man, she's doing worldly things to please him. Are you talking about sexual things to please your husband? Is that, because I think that's what 1 Corinthians is talking about. I need to know what you talking about. Go ahead,
She says, she just says two things. She says, we want to be free just to love on a brother and not manage the brother. And then she says, I believe it means exactly what you said about the woman wearing the pants. Salaki, sir.
Okay, that's not what 1 Corinthians 7 is talking about. You twist it up a little bit. You all the way twist. No, you can leave it. Oh, okay, no sweat. You could leave it. What 1 Corinthians 17 and 4 say? That might be the Lord. See what 1 Corinthians 17 and 4 say. All right. Go ahead, read 7 and 4 again.
Khan. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 34.
34, Salaki.
No sweat, sir. There is difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband.
Okay. Yeah. The sister who's responding with this, your understanding of this is wrong. A married woman is supposed to care for how to please her husband. Precept.
In Genesis, when it says a woman's
and her desire shall be unto her husband. That's in Genesis. Also, Proverbs 31. Everybody like to talk about their Proverbs 31 woman. Let me tell you, dumb holes in the head wrap something. Not you, sis, the sister who asking questions. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about in general. Proverbs 31 is the reason she's far above rubies, because her whole purpose is to please that man. You read from 31, from verse 10 all the way down to the end. Everything is about pleasing that man and making that house glorious. Everything. You can't be a Proverbs 31 broad and you're single. You get the point? And it's not to say, a single woman ain't worth something. But what gives her that quality of far above rubies is what she does for that husband. That's what makes us special. That's what makes her valuable. That's what makes her something. You get the point? Because most women don't want to do that. Go ahead.
Shalaki, if I may, a lot of people be missing that first part of that scripture where it said, who can find one like, because that's hard to find.
And who would be looking for a virtuous woman?
A virtuous man.
A man. A man. A man. That's a man. A man. I don't care what kind of man. A man looks for a woman. And as he's looking for that woman, he's going to look for a good woman, a virtuous woman, a woman who has some kind of ability. Even brothers who doing, illegal stuff, they don't want a dumb ditzy broad around them. You need somebody who has some what? Street smarts. She has some skill. She could put on a suit and change how she talk to go and get that loan for you to get whatever. You get the point? It doesn't matter. A man is looking for that type of woman. You think you're a Proverbs 31 woman? Let's hear what your husband has to say about it. So now the perception that the worldly things in 7 is not talking about worldly as bad. It's talking about before she has a husband, what is she concerned about? Doing whatever her father wants, which is what the Lord wants. You get the point? She tend to whatever her father tell her to tend to. Feed the chickens, feed the sheep, check this money up, go run down there, handle this for me, braid this up, sew these garments, we could sell them for Passover. You get the point? She is, following after her father, taking good instruction. She doesn't, the relationship with her father is different than her husband in terms of he's not having sex with her. You get the point? It's a different thing. You have to start having sex with a woman. She becomes different. So before she's married, she comes in the school, she starts serving, she starts, cooking for the brothers, braiding hair, making clothes. She starts to become valuable because now these brothers is eating, the hair getting braided and oiled. Now all of a sudden, says them tires looking a little, look like it might have a leak in it. Let me take a look at it. Now she ain't had to worry about the car. She had things she would have had to worry about before. She don't have to worry about it because she's now making herself valuable to brothers. And brothers in the school start treating her like a sister, like a cousin, like a relative who they look out for because she always looks out. Now she come and get married. The food start getting a little bit less in school. Nah, joke. That's teasing sister. I tease his sister. Listen, her portions never decreased. She already school give her a hand. Give all of them a hand. They threw down this last weekend for that council boy. I was like, shit. I don't want to see no more plates. I'm good. Like they threw down. They give me a point. Like a sister now, she gets married. Now a lot of her energy goes to her husband, right? And the things that she has to worry about with the husband is described here in 1 Corinthians as worldly, not meaning, like she gonna get high or doing some evil shit. But that ain't her what she does for her husband ain't have nothing to do with the business of the school. You get what I'm saying? That's really not school business, that's home business. And that's not evil. And she should do it. The purpose of 1 Corinthians 7 is Paul is saying, let's skip up a little bit more. Okay, I'm probably have to break it down because I'm gonna have to go into this whole thing. Just paraphrase it, right? Paul is explaining what happens with the marriage. And this is where he was saying, listen, if everybody had the skill, not everybody has the skill, but if you could withstand it, it's better to not marry. Because the married people have their cares of their marriage and the kids and the house, and that's worldly stuff. the other people who are unmarried are more so, they more could be used to build the nation. That's the point he was making. You get the point? And that's why he said, hold on. Give me 7 and start at 24.
Colonel Khan. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 24. Brethren, let every man wherein he is called therein abide with God.
As you are called. He's saying, let every man, as you are called, abide with the Lord. Meaning, once you called into this work, you stick and stand with the Lord. You get the point? You stand with the Lord. You're going to grow in the truth. You're going to bump your head. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to trip and fall. You get back up and you stand with the Lord. You don't abandon the Lord. You stand with him. Go ahead.
Count on, verse 25. Now concerning virgins, I have
concerning virgins. What is a virgin? Come on.
A woman of marriageable, young woman of marriageable age.
Whether married or not. That's what a virgin is according to the Bible dictionary. A woman of marriageable age, a young woman of marriageable age, whether she's married or not. It's not talking about sexual experience, right? So he's saying the virgins, young sisters, right? Go ahead.
Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment as one that hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful.
Right. So he's saying this. What I'm about to say here is this is not a commandment. This is not a law. But as the experience I have and what the Lord raised me up to say, I know he's going to honor it. And I'm giving you this through the experience. You get the point? Go ahead.
Verse 26. I suppose, therefore, that it is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man to be so.
Go ahead.
Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife.
Right. So what is he saying there? He's saying, listen, things. You have a wife. Go ahead. God, try to find my words out because I'm not trying to say the wrong thing. I'm not trying to say something that could be perceived as, wrong. What's up? We getting more static? On whose mic? Mine or his? I think you just had to throw them mics in the trash. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, it's saying if you have a wife, you won't be loose from the work you're doing for the Lord. And
no, it's literally says. Did you read it?
If thou bound onto a wife, so if you have one, right, then seek not to be loose. Like don't try to loosen your work that you were doing. Because speaking of, stay grounded with the Lord.
Okay, I get what you're saying. No, because read on.
Come constant. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife.
So then what are we talking about?
I mean, but I was thinking, I don't know.
No, it's talking about just that. It's talking about a man and a woman, right? He's saying if you have a woman, it's quite possible that you might grow tired of her and you might want to be loosed from her. You understand? You might just be like, get the point? You just might be like, you passed the point of getting loud and cussing. You just exhaling loud now. You just, right? You have a wife. Don't seek to be loosed from her, right? Don't try to put her away. Don't do that thing. Abide with the Lord. What does that mean? What does abide with the Lord mean? Obey his laws. Obey him. So if you're obeying him, you know that you can't throw this woman away. So don't seek to be loosed from her. If you are unmarried, of course, if you're loose from a woman, you probably don't need to run back into a marriage. You get the point? That's what he's saying there. He dropping like what you'd call game. This is some wisdom, his advice. All right? Go ahead. We dead with that one? So that might be the trouble one then. It's still giving static, and you're sure them batteries new. Boy, see if there's any purple in that mic. Mike is giving trouble. All right, keep reading. Whoever was reading, verse 27.
Verse 27. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife.
Go ahead.
But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
That's the first thing I understand. If you're married, you ain't sin. You don't go have sex with some woman, you ain't sin. That's your woman. With the understanding that this is now your wife. I ain't talking about one night stands and flings and friends with benefits and all that nonsense. You go marry a broad, that's your wife. You ain't sin. Right? Go ahead.
And if a virgin marry, she had not sinned.
Right? And if a young sister, she go marry a brother, understanding that this is not a one night stand, this is not a fling, this is not friends with benefits. She submitted this man is now her husband, she ain't sin. Right? With what he's saying, he's being careful as he running it down to you, because he don't want nobody misunderstand what he's saying to make it sound like you shouldn't get married. You're wrong for doing it. You get the point? Which is how Christians in the world are. And the marry I'm talking about is what? Sex, which is this thing here. You get the point? Go ahead.
Nevertheless, such all shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you.
He said, nevertheless, even though you ain't sin, young brothers and sisters, marriage is trouble. You're signing up for the rest of your life of having problems that you wouldn't have if you were single. You get the point? I'm not saying marriage is horrible. I'm not saying marriage is unpleasant. I'm not saying you're a fool if you marry. I always like to use the example of a car, right? Because most people understand that. You buy a car, what are you signing up for the duration of that car?
Take care of the car.
Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you. Oil change. How much is an oil change in the dealer right now? $120 average. Average. Might be a little less, might be a little more. Tires. Cleaning costs. Gas. There's problems. If you didn't have a car, no problems. You have a different problem. You have to find transport, but there's Uber. You could pay somebody for the ride, and now the car is their problem. That sounds bad, because now it sounds like you're paying for something. No. You get my point? You get the point? You see what I'm saying? I'll be careful, Shafat. That was a bad example. But he's saying you're signing up for problems now, because this is a whole other person. This is a whole other person, and this is not you. You know you. You wake up in the morning, wherever you leave this cup of water last night is going to be there. You wake up the next morning with somebody else in the house, that shit might not be there. Shit might be empty. It might be filled with something else that you don't like. It's a problem. You get the point? That's life. That's the rest of your life. It's the rest of your life. You remember, it's not so much a big thing now. I think this was real propaganda from the Hollywood. But at one time, every TV show with a man and a woman was the argument with the toilet seat up and down. That's it. The toilet seat represented the difference between man and woman. Like, you always leave the toilet seat up. Why don't you put it down? It was something petty, but it was used in movies and stuff to represent the ongoing conflict between a man and a woman, because they're two different people. And Paul is saying here, you enter into a marriage, you're going to have that. You're going to have that ongoing, is that. Now, he ain't saying it's horrible and it's, you shouldn't do it. He's just letting you know that it's going to be this, because a lot of people go into marriage thinking what? Bed of roses. Constant romance. That initial fire that burning, everybody think that should last. Which fire lasts, dummy? The fire in the stove don't last. The fire on the barbecue pit, you have to do that. You have to stoke that shit. Turn it over. You might have to add new coals and some more fluid. You might have to put some, if you're skilled, you put some old newspaper and some twigs in there just to keep something burning fast, so they'll catch the coals. You get the point? There's all kind of skill to keep that fire going. What the hell do you think your little dumbass marriage fire gonna last forever because you so damn special? It's gonna take some work for that, right? And Paul is trying to tell you it's not always gonna be, hugs and kisses, right? Keep going.
Verse 29. But I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 30.
Right, what does that mean?
It's going to come a time where you're going to have to put in the same type of work that a brother that doesn't have a wife.
Yes. Not worded the best way, but you're right. He's saying, because he's talking to men where? Where are these brothers he's talking to? In Corinth. School in Corinth. That's why it's called Corinthians. So he's talking to brothers in the work. Saying, you brothers who have wives, not wife or a wife, wives, you had to be as if you had none. Meaning you are going to have to function at the same level as the brother who has no responsibilities. That's the other word for problems. Responsibilities. I said problems on purpose because people think responsibilities is just, hugs and kisses and movie nights and all that type of shit. No. Marriage got problems. It's shit that's going to happen. And you're still going to have to go about your business. Both of y'all still going to have to go about your business. He's saying, the men who have wives, you are going to have to function in this body as if you had none. Which means what? No. It means you can't come to me and say the reason you can't come to camp is because my rib. From the time I hear that shit, I'm just telling you straight up and down. You better say something else. You better go bang your knee and send me a picture with your knee swollen up. But you come and I can't come to my rib. What? What are you talking about? And you better have that mindset if you don't have a rib and you're going to go get one. You better have that mindset if you have one, you're going to get two. You better have that mindset if you have two and you're going to get three. You better understand that them sisters cannot come in between you and the work of the Lord. I still expect you at camp. I still expect you in class. I expect camp fun. I expect you to speak and speak with the same vigor you had before. I expect you to answer the phone the same way as before and be available for missions and don't give a damn. You call you, hey, listen, brother, we gotta get these clothes out of the storage. We're going down to XYZ camp to do a clothing drive. It's like it's his, anniversary. He was going to the movie. Instead of a friend, I might choose to be an enemy. Instead of a friend at that point, I might choose to be an enemy. And this is the other thing too, you don't want to communicate to anybody that you're putting her before the work, because now what is everybody going to think about that sister? She maintaining him, but more so like she's a problem now when she could be a help. And back to the maintaining, if you wise, now she's not preventing you from doing the work, but because you have her under your wing, you could do more work if you're wise. If you're wise, brother, you would know that woman is an absolute resource. And if you have one, you could make it better than the brother who doesn't, because it's just him. Ecclesiastes said what? 2 is better than 1. And a 3-fold cord is not easily broken. You get the point? That could apply to the sisters too, because now you have somebody you could dispatch to handle certain business for you. You get the point? Now certain thing, you could just become more efficient because you have an extra pair of hands and an extra pair of legs. Sometimes when you're young, you don't see the hands and the legs. You see that thing there. You don't care if she got hands and legs. You don't give a damn. She could be hopping around on a stump. You don't give a damn. You don't care. You get the point? If you're wise, you would know that you get a couple good bras under your belt, brother. You could become, something ridiculous. You could become that. And of course, they will understand it. You get the point? Somebody had a hand up? You good? Let's go. Keep reading.
Verse 30. And they that weep as though they weep not.
And if, of course, he going into the work. This is the spirit of, we're going to go up to 34 that the sister pulled. But this is the spirit of it. He going into the work. And if you weeping, you better become as a man who ain't weeping. Meaning what?
Stop crying about the problem. You still got to do the work. You know what I mean?
Salaki. You're right. I wouldn't say it like that. You may have a problem that might bring you to tears, like somebody dying. You better come like, I'm ready for camp. Let the brother over you stop you. Let him say, take some time out. You're dealing with something rough. Take your time. Take time off. You don't want to become that person who is, every little thing is an excuse to miss, which is the spirit he's trying to pull down here. He's just running it down. Don't come and tell me about these ribs. You better be, in this work, you better be like a man who don't have none. All this crying shit you doing, you better be like the brother who ain't got nothing to cry about. Right, go ahead.
Like in the spirit of what Ezekiel had to go through. Like he was doing all of that crime, like put his woman above the work.
That's perfect, perfect example. The Lord told him he was going to, cut her water off. And that's, he said, listen, I'll turn the TV off and this brought. He told him, and he told him when he was going to do it, and he told him, you bet not cry. Like the Lord wants a soldier. That's what the Lord wants. The Lord wants a soldier because he got work to do. And he's a man of war. That's what he wants. And sisters better know that these brothers in here are being raised to be soldiers. And if you think, if there's anything in you that you need to be the center of the attraction and you always need the attention and stuff, you might not be ready for a husband. You might not be ready for a husband at all. Your mind should be towards serving this brother. Your mind, if you saw him on the internet, which is how most people see each other now. Your sister, you watching his videos, you can't wait, you subscribe to his channel, you make sure you follow wherever campaign you follow in the channel, you watching all his videos, you playing it, you're washing clothes, you're doing your little Pilates, whatever, you watching his videos. If you marry him and his video count drop, you the problem. If you marry him and all of a sudden you ain't seeing him no more on the internet, you the problem. If you marry this brother and he was away before, but now he's not that, you're not helping him. You're supposed to be a help. You're supposed to enhance the brother. You're an asset. You're a resource. You're supposed to know he's supposed to get married to you and become, you get the point? You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got to say no more. You're supposed to, beat something to him that is so inspirational and, he could get strength from you. Not saying from you like you, the source of it, but again, the scripture says she's a pillar of rest. You get the point? Like this brother could get a good recharge from you. You get the point? And, sisters know what the hell to do. And I ain't talking just about sexuality. I'm talking there's other things a woman provides for a brother that could definitely raise his spirit through the roof out. You do it. Keep going. 30.
And they that weep as though they weep not,
Mm-hmm.
and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not,
and
they that buy as though they possess not.
Right, so he's running it down where you ought to be a soldier. You something happened, you full of joy. You still gonna have to maintain yourself as the brother who ain't have nothing to be joyous over. You get the point? You understand the type of spirit he's trying to put into you? Like you have you full of sadness, you have an excuse not to do the work. Some shit happen, you overjoyed, you have an excuse not to do the work. You able to buy and possess things, you have to be as a man who does not have the ability to buy and possess. You just have to be like a stone, like an inanimate object. That's the best way I could tell you to really exceed in the work of the Lord. You have to be that thing. You have to be a straight soldier on call. This is your life. That's how you have to be if you're going to be effective in the work. And Paul is just preparing the brothers for that.
The Lord wants you at a contrite spirit.
That's different. That one is different.
I mean,
go ahead.
Be like that's That's how you may come into it. So you learn to be that way. But as the things change, you still got to keep that same mentality as when you were contrite.
I would say la. Because the broken and contrite spirit is what's needed for you to turn to the Lord. You understand? This thing I'm talking about here is it's a zeal that's controlled. It's a controlled, just focused zeal. You get the point? It doesn't matter. You win $1 million and you're dead broke. You're the same nigga. You have 0 wife, you have 1, you have 10. You're the same person. You got 1 kid, no kids, 10 kids. You're the same. There's no difference in you. Your output remains the same or even goes up. You understand what I'm saying? It's a little different. I understand what you're saying, but this is a little bit different. He's prepping you because, once again, this is for life and all. As life goes on, things happen. And everything is going to start to present itself as a reason why you can't be as effective. And he's warning you. He's letting you know this is what it is. So you now could really zero in and still do your duty and still have all of that going on if you choose to. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it. For the fashion of this world passes away.
Right? And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. What does that mean?
Like you said, taking the things that change in your life and using it to not do the work. You know what I mean? Using it as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because those things, they come and go or they change. That's
more it. It's like you ain't using the things of the world and abusing it where you getting all the way into this and all the way into that. Them things come and go, man. Them things come and go. You understand? Go ahead.
32. But I would have you without carelessness.
Does it say careless or careful?
Carefulness.
Go ahead.
But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord. How he may please the Lord.
All right. What is that saying? What's Paul saying there? Come on.
His focus and attention is on the Most High and the things that he.
But I would have you without carefulness. Sis?
Is that like pertaining to his wife, caring for his wife?
You answer it, but not just his wife. But I would have you without carefulness. Yes. He's having care. Okay. Our understanding of careful now is like taking care. But careful is that. You full of care. You care about a ton of shit. You just care so goddamn much. You care about the job. You care about this. You care about that. Like what most people see us and say, I'm gonna lose my job. Man, my kids gonna hate me. Red. I with y'all, but as soon as I see the friends, when in here, brother come in here. Yeah, man. I lost my job today. What's the reaction? What the first? What did it tell you? Congratulations, most I ain't cry. Now we could get some real work done. Ain't nobody care about that shit. Ain't care about what? Job? You mean that thing for 40 hours that don't pay you enough? A job? We ain't full of cares. We are not full of cares, and that's why the UPK is the way the UPK is. It's always been like that, and that's why we're able to achieve and do the things we do, because we are not full of cares. You get the point? The things you care about we don't have that situation. We don't have that type of thing going on, right? So that's what he's saying. Read it again from 32.
But I will have you without carefulness.
Mm-hmm.
He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world,
Mm-hmm.
how he may please his wife. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband.
Right. So you understand the context of this now of 34. It's this is not really talking about a woman and the cares of the world, making it sound as evil. He's talking about getting the job done, which is what job? Building the nation. And he's letting you know certain things. If you let it get in the way, it could get in the way of building the nation. So you can't have so much cares. You can't be so, it's not saying be reckless. It's just saying, don't be like them people in the world who, they make every little thing a problem and why they can't do the work of the Lord. They can't do this, they can't do that. You're just full of cares. Just, set care to let the Lord deal with that shit. You be about the work of the Lord. You get the point? So that's what this is talking about here. Now let's go back to Ecclesiasticus, right? 25 and 22.
Is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Right? If she maintains her husband, she's full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. This is not what we just read in 1 Corinthians 7 and 34, right? That's a little bit different. It's telling you that, some people who are not married, they're able to do more work in the work of the Lord, because once you take on a husband, take on a wife, part of your life is dealing with that spouse. You get the point? But part of it, and you introduce children in there now, that's another part of it. And Paul is running down, how to maintain. And he said, you didn't sin if you get married, but just understand, things could get anywhere, and you better strive to be as if you didn't have none, so you could do the work of the Lord. This here is talking about a woman who she has to be, the man around the house or be mommy. She had to now be mommy and correct you and, keep you up in terms of the correction and managing you. This is not talking about the money part of it. This is not talking about the money part. How it's not talking about money. Right? Because a Christian would say what? It's talking about, paying his bills and his upkeep and all of that shit. That's not what it's talking about. How that's not what it's talking about? Go ahead.
It speaks of the reproach, the shame, like she wouldn't really have no shame for that.
No, there's some women who do it. Women who, they ain't spending no money. And if the friends find out you spending money on that nigga, him. So how it's not talking about money?
So like yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
when it say full of anger,
What do you mean?
as you say, if that bread is coming in, and I just say everybody else, it's showing that that their husband, supporting or bringing in,
Okay. I see what you're saying, but it's not talking about money. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It's not talking about money. How it's not? Go ahead, Shapat.
If she makes
No, that's not right. Right? I'm gonna tell you why. Proverbs 31 and 11. Real quick, nice and loud.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 11. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that she shall have no need of.
Read it again. Read it again.
The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
The heart of her husband trusts safely in her, so that he is not going to have need for spoil. That's how you know it's not about money. You understand? A virtuous woman, her husband ain't going to have need to do anything. You understand? He ain't going to have a need. Now, he could still do it, but it's not like he has to go do it. You get the point? It's not like he has to go, plunder something and spoil it and take it, and he ain't got to do that. Why? Because now he's free to do the work of the Lord. You understand? I got more for everybody all the broads who have a problem. Make your choke on this thing here. And so let me stop. Hold on. Where she seek it or feel? 16.
Proverbs 31 and 16. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands, she planteth a vineyard.
You understand? She considered a field. Just think think the time this is written in, right? And that land and that field is money, equating to money. So equate it today, something that could bring in money. It could be anything. But she went and buy this land with whose money? You sure? You don't seem like you're sure or not. How you know that?
So she considered it. Like she considered it.
And
bought it.
With what money?
With the fruit of her.
With the fruit of her own hands. She went to work. She went and get this bread, and she bought this thing for him. You understand? There's more. Hold on, I ain't done. Hold on. Verse 31.
Verse 31. Give her of the fruit of her hands. And let her own works praise her in the gates.
What does that mean? You need him to read it again? Read it one more time. Nice and loud, all right, so you could pick it up on the mic.
Proverbs 31 and 31. Give her of the fruit of her hands,
and
let her own works praise her in the gates. Give her the glory for the work that she does.
Nope. You don't have to give her the glory because her work will praise her in the gates. You ain't got to give her nothing. What she's doing, she going to just get praised for it. You know what I mean? She going to get praised for it. Read one more time. And this is, I hope after tonight, everybody's free from the Christian bullshit. All right, go ahead.
Give her of the fruits of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates.
What does that mean? Come on, so what?
Talking about, her receiving from her husband, right? What she had worked for, right? And give all to him. So he,
oh shit. Oh shit. I see what's going on in Trinidad. I see what's going on. It sounds now does everybody see it now? Y'all didn't see it yet. Read it again. So Bakwash.
Give her of the fruit of her hands.
How could you give her of the fruit of her hands? What's the fruit of her hands? Which is what? Which is what? Her money that she worked for. You just said she brought the vineyard with the fruit from her hands. So she go work and get money. How could you give her of the fruit of her hand? No. Yes. And you not being a dickhead. Here you go. What you need? What you need this week? You got hair done? You need your nails done? The kids need food? Something. All right, okay. Well, listen, we had this week. I can't get this week. You gotta, rock that wrap. Rock that braids, put it back in two. You know what I mean? See if you could buff all them nails for this week, but next week I got it. You give her of her own hands. She's working for you in that respect, meaning when she goes to that slavery, brother, you loaning her to that supervisor. You her boss. Get the point? They should really thank you for raising such an outstanding rib that they could make millions and pay her peanuts. When she get that check, a virtuous woman, not every woman, some of you is dumb assholes, but a virtuous woman, she gonna come and nowadays everybody getting direct deposit, but she gonna send them a text, hey, this hit the account this morning. What you need me to do? How much to send over? You get the point? Before she starts spending it on dumb shit, she lets you know what coming. That's what a virtuous woman does. So Ecclesiasticus is not talking about money. Purple sodomites. It's not talking about money. You understand? Because she is supposed, if she's virtuous, she's supposed to go get it and bring it in. She's supposed to do it. If she's virtuous, right? Back to Ecclesiasticus.
Ecclesiasticus 25 and 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Right? So now if she maintains, this is not talking about money, but more so she's the one telling him what to do, where to go, whatever. She's gonna get tired of being your mommy. Get the point? She wants to be your woman. She wants you to dominate her. You get the point? She wants you to rule over her. She wants you to be that solid rock. She wants you to correct her when she out of line, and she knows she getting out of line, and she needs somebody to tell her shut the hell up. She wants you to comfort her. She wants you to direct her. She wants to be able to cry and be feminine. She wants to not have a care in the world, and you have to be the one to be in charge of shit. That's what has to happen. Now, when that happens, she's not full of anger because she got a man in the house. When that happens, she's not full of impudence, which is a rude type of, a bold rudeness, is disrespect. She's not full of that because why? You hear sisters say it all the time. Oh, no, he ain't going for that shit. I ain't playing that shit with him. It's almost like the fear, it births the respect, and it's an attraction at the same time. You understand? That's really what she's going through, which is what she had with her father. She in the house with her father, she started to mature as a woman. She started to see that flower, the chest started to rise up. She feels she could say something. What you say? Nothing. They're looking up. But that's like a little thrill for them young girls because it's like they're trying it, but you in charge. Now she's older now. She's of marriageable age. Father gave her to you. You try it. She tried with you. You give her the same reaction. She's like, all right, I know what I'm dealing with now. You get the point? It can't be the other way around. It's not going to work for her. It's not going to work. All right? Let's get a little bit more.
Verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage
Like a wicked woman abated the courage,
Mhm.
maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
Mhm.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
You understand? And that's what starts to happen, because now she starts to become an evil ass broad, and she abates your courage. She takes your courage from you. Now you can't show up to camp. Now you're full of worry and fear because she's not giving you that thing that you could recharge from. You understand? When we say a heavy countenance and a wounded heart, now your brother could just look at you and be like, damn, he in hell. He in hell. The car pull up to drop you by the camp. The windows up. Hey, so and so come. Hey, are you looking to say shalom? He opened the door. And close back the door, no sound. So you know inside that damn car what the hell was going on. And he closed the door and he put it back on and he walk up to the thing and his head down. And you know, yeah, that bitch giving him some hell. The bitch giving him some hell. Brother pull you aside. Hey, what's going on, brother? Man, so and so and so and so. Did you call her bitch yet? No, I can't do that. Okay. Okay. What's your topic? What's your topic today? What you speaking on? You got some good precepts, brother. Go up there, get him. You don't call her bitch. That's you. I'll call her bitch for you. Go ahead.
Like I heard a story a long time ago. Captain Malquad said that it was a brother that there was at a cookout one time, and the brother was had much respect and he had a good reputation in the school and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And there was at one of the cookouts, and his rib came up to him and was just in the mood and said in front of everybody, he was like, he didn't say all this, all this stuff in front of y'all, but when we get home, I'm the one in charge. And then when he said that, she said that in front of everybody, they said his countenance, just fell. And that was the last time they seen it, brother.
Yeah, bitch would have been right at that point. Bitch would have been perfect. At that point, brother, you had a blaze on hand. Go to council after that. That's just the price of it. For your manhood, brother, you just have to. You had to cut the grass with that bitch out. You had to let out a bitch that shaved the trees, brother, and mow the lawn and scrub away the moss from on the benches, brother. You had to start to blaze because of what just happened. And you just go answer for it in council, brother. That's something you should not tolerate at all. This is what you should learn. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. It's like a car. It's better. Now, you could fix a lemon. You could. You could buy a lemon and you could fix it. Look at some spark plugs, some new coils, change the brakes, change the rotors. You know what I mean? Do maintenance ever so often, whatever come up, you fix it. Or you could just choose better. A car you don't have to fix. You save some money. Just choose better. That's the best thing you could say. Just make a better choice. You get the point? Just make a better choice. And now, of course, if you already made your choice, you're going to have to live your life as one who has none. And you put the Lord first, brother, and get counsel, over time, your situation will change. Over time. I've seen it happen. Sometimes you already made the choice. It is what it is. But you could come up in here, brother, and become, amazing in the work of the Lord. And the Lord could change her whole countenance, not countenance. He could convict her whole spirit. He could turn you into something that's you just fearful of. You just look fearful. You could be the most kindest brother in the world. You walk in a room, Mark, and it's, she want to get right now. You get the point? Because of you. Or the Lord could just plague her with some shit until she realizes, messing with you. You get the point? But here it's just the choosing is the best thing. Right? But for the sister question, that's what it's talking about. It's more so, and okay, the spirit, if you understand the scripture, the spirit here is not even necessarily you having to maintain him. But sometimes a sister wants to maintain him. You get the point? There's a difference if she has to, the brother not stepping up. But then there's another thing where it's not a matter of him not stepping up. She won't let him step up. You understand? She's the one who agitating because she used to running shit. She just, big old mighty old, whatever. And she just used to running shit and used to, somebody like that, you should just stay by yourself. You probably shouldn't marry. You should just run shit. Run them biscuits up in here. Run that coffee up in here. Run it. Run it. Tell that coffee to stay hot. You shouldn't get a husband because you will want to run him. And that it's to tell you the spirit of it. Because you want to do it. He gonna be trying. And now you angry. You're angry if he don't do it. You're angry if he does it. You can be by yourself. It's a 6 or one, half a dozen of the other. You get the point? It's the spirit behind it. But again, as how the Bible rules, it's talking to the brothers. Choosing is the best. Best thing you should do. Best plan. Just choose real wise. Choose wise. Go ahead. That's it?
That's it.
We good to go?
There's another couple of questions. One's a breakdown and one's just a general question.
Go ahead.
The general question's from Rihanna and a half shell.
What?
Oh. Rihanna and a half shell.
Okay.
She asks, Shalom, Lord Christ, sir, can a man's wife wear his clothes, for example, a t-shirt lounging around the house, or his slippers, etc., and possibly wear his sweatshirt or something like that outside?
I think you're having some priority problems. Okay, I don't see so like I need to laugh. I need to laugh, sis. Forgive me, Salaki. Oh, brother, don't sweat. I mean to laugh, brother. I mean to laugh. But okay, if it's a brother and you asking if it's okay for your wife to do it, she could do what you want her to do. Whatever is lawful. If you like seeing her in your clothes, that's fine. Usually it's the other way around where a sister, she just like, you can hit that light outside her. Where the sister just usually likes to wear the brother's clothes because that's just what sisters do. Steal the clothes. You have, let me tell you, you have t-shirts, too many of one color t-shirts. I guarantee you're gonna miss two. Because you have like 5 of the same color. There ain't no way for you to know which one she missing out to go ahead and slap you. You know what I mean? There's no way to know that. You get the point? She's gonna pour your t-shirt on. She's gonna put the sweater on. The sweater is bigger than her. She like walking around with the arms all the way down here. Her arm stop here, her hand here, all down here is arm, and she flapping it around. She in the spirit, she feeling like you there hugging her. And that's fine. It's not a problem. Wisdom, I wouldn't make it a problem. She want to wear your clothes. She's taking your clothes and wearing it. Let her have her vanity. There's a certain amount of vanity a woman could have. Just let her have it. A little foolish vanity makes her feel good. Might turn her on, whatever. If you don't want her to wear it, you might want to have a talk with her about it. But if you're asking me if it's a sin, there's no sin there. You get the point? There's no sin there at all. Now, if she's wearing your clothes and you wearing hers, you'll probably just need to just leave the UPK. That's all I'm saying. You probably just need to go somewhere else where that type of thing is allowed. You could get swallowed up and all that type of shit. If this is the typical sister, just she finds comfort in her husband's clothes. You get the point? The husband might not live with her, so he there this week. He leave, he gone. While he in the shower, she done swipe something from his bag. As soon as he gone, she put that shit on and she just taking the deepest breath, the fabric all the way up in the nostril here, doing the old school COVID test. The fabric going up in here. And she passing out and that shit like it's Some kind of thing. Them white people be sniffing the glue in your clothes. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not unlawful. But of course, if you have a problem with it, you just want to talk to her about it because it's not a sin. It's a preference type thing. All right. Any more? Come on.
He said, it's like I was asking because of the law, women shouldn't wear what is for a man.
Bukwash, I was going to say that first, And I say, you know what? Let me not be an enemy. Let me give, whoever is asking the question the benefit of the doubt. Try to do good or not? Try to do good. Let's not try to change. They want the old me, because they're trying to bring the old nigga back on. Okay, that's not what that law is talking about. That's not what it's talking about. You get the point? That's not what it's talking about. If that's the case, in the middle of winter, when you taking her your rib out and it's cold, don't give her your jacket. Because she's sinning. She'll be wearing what pertains to a man, right or wrong. Unless you wearing a bitch jacket, unless you having some female old jacket, and then you giving it to her, so now the jacket would fit her, then that's lawful. But if that's the case, you go out with her in, winter time, brother. Not even winter. We come back from Passover. DC was 45 degrees. Just how I like it. Just how I likes it, brother. You know what I mean? Take that Hebrew Academy jacket, put it on Eve. Go ahead, warm up, baby. Don't worry about it. I can handle this thing right here. Y'all know how I roll. I go out there with a t-shirt. I don't care about no cold. Cold is my friend. You get the point? If that's the case, if that's the law that a woman should not wear what pertains to a man, never put your jacket on her to keep her warm. Let that bitch freeze. Right? Let her freeze. It'll be good for her. All right, Rian. All right. There's clothes that's gender specific. There's pants made for men. There's pants made for women. There's shirts made for men. There's shirts made for women. If you're doing things the right way, brother, you're ready. She's going to take your shirt and wear it. That's just what she's going to do. Not because she's trying to be you. She's trying to feel you. But of course, I don't know if you with them purple faggots, but if you with, you don't know what the hell that is. They ain't trying to feel you all. You all had to rape the broads and she got a headache and all that type of shit. So she ain't trying to smell you after you gone out. She's spraying the house down. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
It's like the spirit of, you bring the spirit of it. She wearing his clothes for not only just to maybe smell him, but she taking it outside. She want every dude to know she got to do.
Because she wearing her man clothes.
She wearing her man clothes. They baggy, it's dude clothes.
And she didn't wear his clothes. She went, that's what he said, specifically said wearing his sweater. I didn't hear, he didn't say pants, right? I think he said shirt and sweater. Right? He didn't say pants. A sweatshirt. Sweatshirt is the one with the hoodie, right? Women wear that because they like you. If you're confused about that, you should watch more Commander Johnny YAHANNA and less of that purple sodomite. Women wear that shit because they like you. You get the point? Over there, I know they make you all wear whatever they want you to wear. But, Anyway, let's move on. Anything else?
Sir, can I get a general breakdown on Ecclesiastes 7, 2-6?
Ecclesiastes, not Ecclesiasticus, right? All right, let's get it.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2.
Right? And listen now, the reason most people don't understand, Deuteronomy 22 and 5 is because they didn't come to the Passover. The Passover, if you in the UPK's Passover, the Lord's Passover, you begin to understand all things. And simple things will not be an issue for you at all. You get the point? It would not be an issue for you at all. It's, and okay, sweatshirts. I do believe there's unisex sweatshirts, right? When you go to them universities, you buy a large, extra large. It ain't cut different. It's just a sweatshirt. So that law it's not applying to that. You just need to get taught. Watch less of them and more of us. Watch none of them and more of us, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Go ahead.
I had a homie that came to Passover for the first time this year, and he brought his his daughters. And he said, man, his youngest daughter, as soon as she got there, she was like, I like this.
Damn.
Like, what you like about it?
How old is his youngest daughter?
Maybe like 15, 16.
So she's still in that princessy phase. You get the point? She's still in that princessy phase. So you have a young girl, young brothers too, come in there and they see brothers with the tall boots and the old garments, royal, and then they see the sisters. The sisters was extra princessy this year. Garment coming down with the kind of taper in the back, down to the floor. And you know, the thing, some of them was wearing the gloves. Some sister was in there with the Texas hat with the princess dress. A girl seeing that inspires something in her, like, damn, this is fly. I like this shit. It look rich. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
He said, what do you like about it? First thing she said, well, ain't no white people.
Give her a hand. Give her a hand. She's wise too. The scripture says she opened her mouth with what with wisdom.
I heard later, they were sitting there the whole time plotting on what they wearing next year.
Listen, man, that's good, man. Listen, let them keep coming to class and get strong in the truth. And listen, you don't have to wait till next year to wear that. We got Feast of First Fruits coming up. You got after First Fruits is what? Day of Atonement? No, something else before Day of Atonement. Memorial, blowing the trumpets. You have Day of Atonement. You have Tabernacles. You have Hanukkah. You ain't got to wait till next year to wear something fly.
Right.
Yeah, we have holy days, you know what I mean? And our holy days is, you know, week long, all type of shit. You get the point? So definitely they ain't got to wait. Shit, they could come to class. Hell. You see Sister Ayana over there? The headpiece matching the shirt, the jacket giving you the accent, and the shoes matching it all. You ain't got to wait till next year to wear something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Right? Hey, where we at now?
Ecclesiastes 7:2.
Go ahead.
It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting.
Mm-hmm.
For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4, the heart of the wise is in the house of the mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
All right.
Verse 5.
What verse I want to 2 to what?
6. Sir.
Okay.
Verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fools. This also is vanity.
It's cold. It's cold right there, boy. Who asked us? Ilazar. No sweat. All right. give me it from the top.
Ecclesiastes 7:2.
Mm-hmm.
It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
Okay, so it's saying here, it's better to go to the house of mourning than to the house of feasting. For a few reasons, right? In the house of mourning, somebody has lost something, right? Somebody has lost something, maybe, you know, a relative, a loved one who done expired and dead, or they may have gotten news that's horrible. You get the point? Horrible news. They might have to cut something off, or, you know, they got diagnosed with something. And it's better to go to that house than the house of joy. Because when you choose to sit in the mud with someone, it does something to that person, and they will remember you forever. Versus the house of joy, ain't nobody care who you know, and who was around when we was just having fun. Get the point? That doesn't hold as much as I remember when I was down bad and you was there. You get the point? It's giving you that spirit of it. Also, our people are in mourning. Judah mourneth. You get the point? The gates thereof languish. Our oppressor routinely puts in our face to seek the house of mirth. That's why everybody get caught up with Diddy. You understand? That's why we all worrying about Drake and Kendrick. That's why them purple sodomites say they don't do food drives or give away clothes because God said don't help a sinner. But when Kyrie Irving was in trouble, they went to try and march and kiss his ass. Yeah, you get the point? March down Barclays Center, but they seek in the house of joy, which is all his riches and his wealth. That Kendrick Lamar, they was talking about him too, because his cousin was, with the purple sodomites, until he come out and say, his auntie is a lesbian and he's okay with all that lifestyle. I ain't seeing them talking about him no more. You get the point? They didn't say nothing about him, but they'll go on some corner and blaze on some little kids somewhere, or single out somebody, some little Israelite somewhere crossing the street, and single them out and attack them, become an enemy to them instead of a friend. They actually become an enemy. But they seek out the house of joy. They seek out the house of mirth. They don't seek the house of mourning. You get the point? Commander General YAHANNA sent soldiers in the middle of Passover, sent soldiers down to McDougal projects down there in North Carolina, brother. And the whole zone was lifted because of it. You get the point? We ain't seeking the house of mirth. We're seeking the house of mourning. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's the spirit he's trying to put you in. All right, let's get some more. Right, and it's not saying you can't go hang out with your people who having fun on the other context, like house is a party. It's not talking about that. He's just saying it's better to do this instead of that. You get the point? Like while something going on, you seek to let me crystallize it for you. Commander Johnny Hanna said something to me a few years ago, and it always stuck with me, where he said, whenever you struggling yourself, or your brotherhood is being tested, or you're trying to fight demons, right? You want to seek out the problems of your brother and your sister. Because as you fighting their problems, your demons will leave you. That's how it works. You make their problems your priority, you don't have time to really focus on your demons. And they'll leave. Come on with it out. Let's come on with it out. Listen, I keep dropping it out. Keep dropping it. I'm trying to tell you. Here, zim, no idol. Some. God out of the Bible. Listen, man, that's my shit right there. That's my. If I ever join boxing or something, that's what I'm walking out to. Big old bronze gold mask. Here, some, no idol. You get the point? Keep going.
Sorrow is better than laughter. For by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
Right? Sorrow is better than laughter. For by the what?
For by the countenance.
The sadness.
For by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
What's he saying? There's a certain lesson you could only learn through pain. There's no other way to learn that lesson. There's certain lessons you learn, and the only way you might hear about it, you might be able to talk about it, but to understand it, pain teaches it. You get the point? There's certain lessons there's certain things, certain spirit, certain growth in your spirit, in your character, comes from pain. And that's just it. It's just life. Why y'all looking at me like that, man? Come on. Y'all looking at me like I say some evil.
I remember the
pain. Yeah, that's it, Doc. There's just certain things in life that, it's good. It's a good lesson. It's a good lesson you learn if you learn it. Get the point? If you don't learn it, what was the whole purpose of going through that shit for? But there's certain lessons you're going to learn through sorrow. You're going to learn it. Right? Keep going. Now the heart is made better. The heart is what? I'm not talking about this in your chest, but your mind, your spirit. That thing is made better because you went through this thing. You went through the whole highs and the lows and the it's called. You went through the whole thing of it. Now you're better because of it. Now you're able to see that and sidestep it, or you don't react like that no more because you done took that bullet first. You get the point? You done took that first hit, and that first hit threw you down, and now you know how to take the hit like a football player. A football player, you get hit that one time and you lay it out. You come back from that concussion, now you know how to take the hit. And it's just that. All right? Go ahead. McQuash looking at me like, nigga, go ahead.
Nah, it's like, so if I could,
Mhm.
I was remember when I was in Esau's military, I hadn't played football like pads and all that stuff since high school. It was a few years in between there, and when I first joined the team, it was like at the end of the practice and into the game.
Mhm.
So I was going to it was like a 4-hour bus ride going to the game. That whole ride, I was just worried about that first hit.
Damn.
And once that first hit, I got that first
Yeah.
hit. It was it.
You remember now. Yeah, you was better because of it. Yeah, that's life, right? Some things you're just gonna go through. Some things is rough. Don't ask why me. What's the lesson I have to learn here? There's a lesson. There's a lesson. Don't ask why me. Don't cry. Act like you don't have no sorrow. Remember we just read that in 1 Corinthians? You gotta learn the lesson now. The lesson is gonna make your heart better. Now you're better because of it. That's that.
Verse 4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Kind of on the same thing. You get the point? The house of mourning, there's a lot more lessons to learn, which means more wisdom. You get the point? Versus your life is just a bed of rose. You may not be all wise. You get the point? Or you seeking the house of mirth versus the house of sorrow. You trying to just go have a good time and just fade away in joy and pleasure. When there's somebody who they'll find a spot in this uncomfortable situation and they'll sit in it. That person ready to learn. You get the point? This situation here is uncomfortable. It's not what they want. It's hurtful. They make a seat. Excuse me. Anybody sitting here? They sit and get good down in that thing, and you there, and you learning whatever you have to learn. The U.P.K is that house of sorrow. We full of joy. You'll see us for Passover. This is the place where you learn. This is the place. The church is the house of mirth, and joy, and purpose sort of mindset, and with that old happy leader. You're so happy. Just happy as he could be. And here's where you learn. You become better. You become wiser because of it. You get the point? Right? You could have wives and be as a man that has none versus going over there to be happy and they're telling you get rid of them. You understand? It's different. Go ahead.
Verse 5. It is better to hear rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
Same thing. It's better to hear the rebuke of the wise. You get the point? Because why? The rebuke of the wise, what? What does it do to you?
That is like telling them what's going wrong.
You skip something. The rebuke of the wise does what?
It'll put you in the house of mourning.
Yeah, it'll hurt. It'll hurt you. Right? It'll hurt. That's better for you. You understand? That's better for you than a place that would not rebuke you, would not tell you what you're doing wrong. Just let you be. And in life, because we all come out of the world, which is just Christian. I don't want to say come out of the church because not everybody grew up in church. But the world is Christian. You coming out of the world, brother. The world makes everything comfortable for you and inclusive, and everybody got to feel okay, and the algorithm is stopping you and all this type of shit. When, don't be a sodomite could save your life. Brother, you gotta man up a little bit on that brother. You can't have her running her mouth like that. You're gonna have to go to war with her. But what if she leaves me? Let the bitch go. And you never get a call again. It's better. It's better for that. That's a better thing for you. Right? It's better to get that correction. In Ecclesiasticus, there's a scripture says, better is the churlishness of a man than the something of a woman. I forget exactly how it is good. Let's see if I find it. Better is the churlishness of a man. I keep reading the quote. Read the scripture one more time.
It says, Ecclesiastes 7:5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
Right, give me Ecclesiasticus 42:14. You should probably grab it for you. Ecclesiasticus 42:14.
Statement on my question online.
Is on topic, or you could hold on. We have one more verse. Let's just hold on. We get after.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 42, verse 14. Better is the churlishness of a man than the courteous woman. A woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach.
You understand? Like it's in the same spirit of it, right? The churlishness is like rough or cruel. You get the point, right? And the rebuke of what? The rebuke of the wise. It's better to hear that. It's better to hear that than seeking that, comfortable thing. It's gonna keep you doing your dumb shit. You get the point? Right? Just like it's better for you to hear you was not the Passover because you're a damn sinner. That's better for you to hear. You should hear it, and it should hurt, because if you're sincere and you're right, you'll make sure you're there next year. That's all. Just make sure you're there next year. Know you dropped the ball this time, and there's mercy if you're still alive when it comes around next year. You should come into school right now and be there for the next feast days and the Sabbath service and the classes, so you could strengthen yourself up for Passover. But if you come with another excuse next year, I know you're a sinner. You're providing all the excuses. You ain't missing a day of work, though. You ain't got no excuse for that slave master. He ain't gonna go for that. He ain't gonna go for that. Keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm about to say, bring to mind, like my slave said I couldn't come to the Passover at all.
Yeah, I knew the slave was gonna end up on the short end of the stick. I just wanted to see how he was gonna do it. Go ahead.
Like they told me, I was trying to at least give it a couple of days to be at the Passover. I ended up getting all week long.
That's it. He doesn't give him a hand. Shapat did the right thing. He went ahead of time, put the paperwork in, chase it up, applying for the days off. The week of Passover, they're telling him his shit is denied because seniority and bullshit. They don't know Shapat. I know him. I was like, I know I'm gonna see you down there, brother. I said, so what do you want to do? He said, well, I want to do this and this and this. And if I do it like this and I do it, I say, sure that gonna work? He said, well, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Next day I said, all right, let me know how it go. Drive down to North Carolina and see Shapat down there. I say, hey, we like the Spider-Man. Yeah, slavery, F you. F that effing job. You ain't stopping nobody from no Passover, because, you know what I mean? But of course, if that's your excuse, I know there's some pork in your fridge. I know there's some kind of meat somewhere that ain't supposed to be. Keep going.
Verse 6. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool.
Mm-hmm.
This also is vanity.
Right? So just like how under a pot, thorns, like once again, like I was talking about the grill, like old school people would put dried branches or twigs or something just to keep the fire going. Just like that, how that crackles. You just crackle out of time, the fire going and clack, clack, clack. That's the crackling of a fool in the house of joy. It's just, it's going to end soon as that fire consumes it. You know what I mean? It's nothing. It's going to fade away. It's just out of place, out of timing. And it's a fool because of the joy. Because of that thing there, you're not wise. You ain't been through enough. You ain't been through enough adversity. Right? Adversity is something you should welcome and take on. You're going to learn a whole lot from it. Adversity is an excellent teacher. Right? That's it. I hope the brother understand that. Just holding something. Somebody had a statement?
Mickey Mouse says, so you're not a sinner?
Mickey, whatever. Shit. What you want, Mickey? What you want? Who else? What else we getting? All right. I ain't a sinner, but don't push me. Mickey, you gonna make me sin. You gonna make me sin. Hell, Mickey. Yeah, I mean, I don't like mice in my house, Mickey. I put them to death. I'm telling you straight up. I put them to death, brother. Make me sin. I ain't a sinner. Don't push me. I think I need that other shit. I'm gonna ask if that could be approved. I ain't a sinner, but don't push me. Mickey Mouse. You sound like a damn sodomite, to be honest. Are we good on that? So hold on, what time we are? Now we'll end it there. Listen, all that's the reason why you're a sinner. It was not the Passover, right? Mickey was not the Passover. I'm sure about it. I'm absolutely sure Mickey Mouse wasn't there, and that's why he's asking, right? Mickey, was you at the Passover? Huh? Was you there? Was you there in Snow Hill? Was you there with us? Was you there early in Snow Hill, 11 a.m., getting everything ready for the Lord's 55th annual Passover? Mickey wasn't there because you're full of sin. You're a sinner. You get the point? You're a sinner. Joy Morgan, if she was in the Passover, she wouldn't have been dead. Right. You get the point? If she was in the capable hands of the UPK and listening to counsel and being willing to sit in this house of sorrow, this house of correction, this house that gets you, that teaches you the lessons you need to learn to prepare you for what's to come. You get the point? You know, things would have been different. Many of you, things would have been different for that. All right? Make sure you make the next Passover. That's all I'm going to say. Make sure you make it. Don't make no excuses. Save your time off for now. It's about a week long. I'm going to tell you that straight up. Put aside a week. Put aside about 2 to 3 days just for traveling and settling in to the city and traveling back home. And then about the next 4 days is going to be 4 to 5 days is going to be events. Put aside your week from now. You ain't know when it is, but save up that vacation time. And as soon as they announce it, brother, within a week, you put in that paperwork. Put in your paperwork. Start saving your money from now. Save that money. You have some slave things is tight. Do Uber, DoorDash, 2 hours extra every week. 2 hours extra every week. That should pay you $20 an hour, $25 an hour. That's $50 an hour every week. Every 2 hours, you could get that thing up there and have that bread ready for next year if you're serious about it. Your credit card game, you discipline. You could get some credit cards, boy, and use them wisely and pay that shit off. Work on your credit while you're getting to the Passover. You don't really want to get to the Passover because you're just full of sin. It's full of sin and you're weak. You're absolutely weak. You get the point? Now, of course, those of you who get excused from the priest, which is lawful, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your sister. You just gave birth. You're unclean. You can't make it. That's fine. You're a brother. You get excused because of different reasons that's outlined in the Bible. That's fine. You might be locked up. That's fine. Shit. Get to the phone and call. Just call a brother on the Passover. Listen to somebody think you was there. You know what I mean? Again, mark present. But you free and fully capable, and you don't make yourself present where you're supposed to be, I know you are laden with it. You are, it rubbed all over you like fine oil, and you're sitting in it. If the Lord don't, make a change in your life by next year, you make sure you're there, so you ain't got to be counted in that group, man. You ain't got to be counted in that group. With that, pass the class over to priest and officer Shapat Daya.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. By the Commander General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off them for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will call each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. In the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10 in Hebrew and is pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. Feast of first fruit. Feast of first fruits. Starts after the Sabbath. The Feast of Unleavened Bread. Sundown, Sunday, April the 29th, 2024. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day. Monday, June the 17th, 2024. Start before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. Slock, so you want to add anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Come. Remind Akrock to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on, for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black hairband or scarf. And with that, I say I like it, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Individual about Shabbat, like you. Yahweh Shem Yahshua
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb.
Yahweh Matah, Saw, which means to turn. Since you may stand, I invite you. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel about Shabbat, Mikey, Barak, Yahweh Shema Thumb by Shem Yahshua. Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.